This is a picture of Franz Hoff, a local hero in Austria who fought against the head of the revolution, I guess, against the French and Bavarians. The Olympic ski jump from 1964, and apparently the various buildings they constructed at that time. Looking at Innsbruck, the capital city of Tyrol, huh? And to my left is this lovely lady, Barbara, who's in our group.
It sounds so familiar. I was just doing the same thing. It's not as high as it is in the film. The cable car's not there now.
Well, how did they get there?
My God, look at those Alps up there, shrouded in clouds. We were skiing yesterday and couldn't see because of the fog and clouds.
The cable car, and I said,
Glacier things up on the mountain.
don't do that.
Is that a glacier up there? Oh, yeah.
Glacier barriers. It's the same with The Sound of Music.
Oh, to the right, yes.
The Sound of Music weren't really.
They weren't really in Salisbury.
No, they weren't. And in fact, the house.
This is a famous church. We'll be down visiting this later on.
No.
That was the
Of course, there's a cemetery right at the foot of the ski jump. Somewhat of a bad omen, I guess, for the jumpers. And here come some of our guests, our fellow passengers. They're not wearing their name tags, so I don't know who they are.
Here somewhere.
And there's Mrs. Conley up there.
Hey, Bernie! How you doing?
There she is. She comes in nice and clear. And there's Bernie Lewis.
We can fly down. Wow, what are you guys? Wow, this is cool. Wow, we need to be yes, Mr. Frick. I'll be young again, huh?
And here we have, my gosh.
It was, and after that I had to do a lot of it.
What a construction job this must have been back in 1964. None of this was here back in 1960 or 1955 when he was over here the first time.
This is just like a little town here.
Eternal flame. It's not burning, so it's not quite eternal as we thought it would be. And back here is the later we're going to go in to see the old city of Innsbruck, which goes back historically to Charlemagne, not Maximilian. I guess Maximilian was the emperor. And there's a look at the high mountains up there. This is absolutely a fantastic country. Historically, you see, you come down the roads, they have these little castles which the knights lived. And the knights built them, I guess, and they used to charge a toll to everyone passing down the road because these were major crossways coming throughout Europe and Asia. And I guess that's where the term the robber barons came from. Just very, very interesting country. We'll see more of it the peaks are just fantastic. It's magnificent, really. So with that, we'll shut off and get back on our bus and go see the rest of it and be back with you in a few minutes.
It's just like a wedding cake. There's also the Golden Eagle,
Bellmaker,
it's one of the oldest things in Innsbruck. Dates back to the 16th.
Innsbruck, and this is the Royal Palace. And down there is the old church, I guess, which is Maximilian's tomb, even though his body's not there. Is the church containing the tomb of Maximilian. Entrance to the old village. see at the moment with all these people here.
Get it out.
Oh, no.
In the old village of Innsbruck. My God, what a beautiful place. And I was close to the streets there. Apparently there were no cars back in those days. Whichever days those were. All these little alleyways, though. This is strictly medieval times here. All medieval. Is called the Golden Roof. This is apparently, it was at one time all golden roof there, and Maximilian brought his bride out here on the balcony just prior to their marriage, and this is where they used to view all the activity of the court. And of course, what we see right here, there we are, is the courtyard. This is the old city, of course, here, again, of Innsbruck. Very, very beautiful and unique. And now you can look down the street here, and now the end of the street is the new city begins. But this is the old medieval city of Innsbruck. Down by the streets, very narrow alleys. There's the bank. And you can see the little alley going off back there, but again back here, this is to where the king and queen sat up there and observed the activity in the courtyard.
There's the golden roof right there.
Renovation, looks like, I don't know how to read that, something 17.
Can you read the sign for me? Here was 1420.
Where?
Residence on the building right here.
Oh, we're down here. Okay, wait, I get this little thing up here first. I don't know what the hell that means. Apparently someone's residence in 1120. 1160. Unfortunately, I can't read the language, so I'm not very helpful. This is so colorful and absolutely unique here. I mean, this city goes back to, early Innsbruck goes back to what, year 900. And of course, I'm sure these buildings have been renovated and refurbished on numerous occasions.
Then you had to buy another camera. You ran out of film.
This is just a little passageway out of the old city. Way into the back, and I guess it's just a small courtyard. It's incredible how they utilize their space over here.
This is an apartment house.
I'm not sure what that is, but obviously a very significant piece. And these here are apparently apartment houses back off the beaten path. We'll go back through the tunnel again. There's Mrs. Conley walking through there. The shopper, she's come to shop. We've traveled thousands of miles, and they're going to shop. The Golden Adler Restaurant.
We got this photography.
Oh, isn't that exquisite? My God.
Here, Joy, which one do you want?
Did you get the wedding cake?
No, this is
The wedding cake?
The wedding cake house
That's on the corner, right there.
on the corner?
You got that.
Straight ahead?
No, that one.
Oh, this one? Oh, yeah, I got that. That's what they call the wedding cake house?
Yeah.
My God, it does look like a wedding cake, doesn't it?
Wedding cake house. The Golden Eagle, a very
is the old city, the old walled city. And look at this. Everything is so gorgeous. It's so well maintained. It's incredible. Mr. Winkler and Mrs. Conley's back. They're looking at postcards.
Found a 1267, bro.
$12.67. My God. Find the damn river around here. Right there where we're standing. Let's focus, okay. And that whole thing there, if I back off a little bit, that's the old walled city. All of these are apparently very significant historical sites. Problem is I don't read the language, but at any rate, you find that spot again. That's to expand this so I can find it where we are. Oh yeah, there we are. Okay, that's where we are. See the numbers? Yeah. Okay. Here we are on a river. I don't know the name of this river though. We'll find out though eventually.
They tell you the whole thing there. You want the river information? Boom.
God, I panicked. I thought everybody left me and I was lost. I don't know. I couldn't see anybody.
Well, the clouds are pretty high today, huh? It's all overcast. Hey, not overcast, but I mean the big cloud cover. And of course, there's Mr. Winkler and Mother speaking, and that's the old city there. It must have been a totally walled city at one point. About these old buildings that all of the exteriors hand painted. Now we go over here and you'll see.
Hey, Bernie, you go back in the alleyway? You don't go back in there. Hey, Norm. Back in here. Found something.
Those are just painted on the exterior of the building. Isn't that amazing? Some more significant pieces of artwork. I don't know. And over here again is apparently the king and the queen. It may well be Maximilian right there. You can read that, I don't know. So here's a stern looking on there. Yeah, that's the queen, all right, yeah. My God. An ugly woman. But then, who knows? Things are probably pretty tough back in 1100. Shot of this golden roof place here. And some close-ups before we leave. I know when we get home we'll say boring, boring, but I'll tell you this is history and it's exciting when you're right here. I don't know if they're carvings or apparently they depict, it's getting dark because that's the sunlight there. They depict the royal court, I guess. Let's back off a little bit into the royal colors of some sort. Isn't that beautiful? Is it the court jester? No. He's looking up to her. The striking difference there is the sun is shining on the left. Now go to the right and the camera automatically adjusts. That's great. Man, this is the inner court. And there's a statue of presumably Jesus, I guess. This goes into the church. We'll go in there. We're inside the church here. Let's see if we can get some indication of time here. (1797 to 1809). Joseph Hager. Now, Maximilian was a great personage and of course had, like all great people, had a great lineage, and to prove it he had his remarkable statues created all the way down to King Arthur. Now they tell me there's one of King Arthur in here. We'll find that in a moment. And that must be Maximilian's tomb right there. I guess he's in there buried. There's the altar. It's all closed off, but quite exquisite. Maximilian's ancestors, and that's his tomb there, I guess, all right? I think that's what we'll have to do is have some statues made of the cotyledons, so there's no question as to the validity of our lineage. My God, look at that. And there's a pulpit.
That's Maximilian's grave.
And there's Mrs. Conley. Who's, I guess, way up on top in the enclosure. Little sleighs. Great. There's Joanne trying to get into one, and Norm photographing her. And there's Mama watching because she doesn't want to get in trouble. Okay. Achtung, these are the police. Museum and sitting in a typical old homestead, which they have set up here, which is absolutely beautiful. There's a little bit of sunlight coming through the window, so I should be able to look at most of this. Their workmen, their woodcraft ability is outstanding. It's a big old chest over there. And over here is one of these stoves. The fire is in the bottom. I think you can just see that. And then that heats up that entire porcelain or cement tile stove, which gives off heat for hours. And then you have the rest of the home over here. Now I don't know how bright this is going to be. There we come. It's lightening up. There's a table and chairs. You know, if you can see that, there's a container, a copper container perhaps for milk. And there's the doorway. The doorway is a very small exit. Apparently the low entrance was to retain the heat in the building. It's beautiful. Austrian bed that dates back to the 1600s. And there is a cabinet, again, and the chair is all of wood, carved wood, plus that little one in the corner. Here's a large, let me tell you, sequence of cradles, all wood carved cradles, quite exquisite. And there's a closet, whatever it's called, but it must be quite unique because it's encased in glass. Ceremonial garb, if we can see it. Yeah. I don't know. And there's more ceremonial garb. Oh no, that's Norm Winkler.
Particularly his house in Poland was. It was just like this. It was a farmhouse where her father was born. And this is a museum in Austria, but it was the same in Poland now in the countryside. And only next to it was the furnace that was like the one in the other room there. It was right next to the cooking area.
It must have been something.
And they just had one little cupboard just like that over in the corner, and a little table. And that's what their kitchen is. No bread machines here. Or blenders. Look at this clock is working. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Did you see the bedroom over there?
Clock's working. Look at the carving around the edge, and this is just a little old cabin. And not a cabin, but this is just where the people live, the serfs. Room, and that's where you feed. There's the furnace door where you feed the furnace, and which heats on the other side. Then, well, heats on both sides actually. It's one of the Swedish fireplaces. I'd like to get one of these down to the farm when I build. The bedroom. Well, the bedroom looks a little more. This is probably a queen's bedroom.
This is probably a little late.
This is a little more exquisite. Yeah, this is not a farmhouse. This is
Would you love a bed like that?
a little different. We just entered the inner courtyard here at the palace, and we're going to walk through there and see what we can see. Okay, this is St. Jacob's Cathedral, which is attached to the Royal Palace. As you can see, it's a Very impressive edifice. Whoop. There we are. There's the main entrance right there. Inside St. Joseph, St. Jacob's Cathedral. Look at that. I hope the colors show up. They're beautiful. There's the ceiling. You're right, there's a St. Patrick, and St. Patrick again down here. Strange. That looks like a golden altar, right?
Peter Canisius on that. To your right, Peter Canisius.
When you look in the back here too, look at the choir thing.
What a place this is. Did you see that? Peter Canisius. Should take that
Oh, yeah.
Where?
to your right. To your right. Above the Christmas thing.
Oh, yeah.
Peter.
Oh, yeah.
With Bernie guy.
Yeah, that's Peter. Peter Canisius.
And did you get the ceiling too?
He didn't get the organ.
Brown, you get there's the choir, the altar, and the organ. My God, look at that organ.
The pulpit up here.
Look at that organ.
I'd love to come to mass here.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Joanne's praying.
There's Joanne meditating in Macmillan's chapel. There's Eileen in awe looking upon the beautiful altars.
The gold in the altar.
This just before we get on our bus to leave Innsbruck, I wanted to get a picture of the peaks up there just to get an indication of what it's like. Up against the clear blue sky, it's gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? Up close here we see, zoom in, this is Winkler Construction Company. Can you see it on the side? You can. Yeah. There it is. See, Winkler Construction Company, and they were driving down the street and lost their load.
And those go in. Well,
And there they are. See, they're picking it up.
in a few years.
Norm Winkler was over talking with him a minute ago. And there's Norman Winkler. He's supervising that pickup job for Winkler Construction. And there's Elaine, egging him on. At the Swarovski glass factory, they glass, I guess, crystal factory. They make crystal for all over the world.
The only thing that's disappointing is everything was written in German, so I didn't know what I was looking at. Jesus Christ.
don't stop, do they?
Huh?
You don't stop, do they? There we are. Now here's your
Man, the sun is bright.
crystal in there, right? Yeah, we're going into the factory now, I guess. There's a whole crew. Hello, Dorothy.
So I'd like to say good afternoon to everybody.
Pay your attention.
Yes. Come a little bit closer. Watch out right now. So I'd like to say good afternoon to everybody and welcome here to our clothing shop. I'd like to give you a little bit information about the shop and how to shopping with us. Swarovski was founded in 1895 by Daniel Swarovski. He came from Bohemia, which at that time belonged to Austro-Hungarian monarchy. He invented and set out against conditions to write the dream of his own glass works. In 1892, he has invented a machine to combine handworks with industrial precision in the cutting and grading of paper. It was the beginning of what is today a worldwide organization. Some 9,000 people over half of them working in the tour. I work in approximately 50 million glass stones in a factory and over 100,000 different precisions. This means different in form, size and color. Today, Swarovski crystal has a mix of high content over in the market under the name of brass. You can find some older features here, made of glass. In the 1970s, we began to product fashion jewelry. It's called different names. Our shop was open in
Like what he's doing something with.
That'd be interesting to watch this process. Back into the furnace, I guys. Look at this down there.
Hi guys, do you want to
Yes, he's got hope.
not for jewelry?
No, I understand that.
We don't know, they do it in
That's a nice price. That's 11,535 shillings, which is about $1,150 for that very attractive piece there, chandelier. $1,150. Very nice.
What else did he say? What else did he say?
sight of all these beautiful mountains with all the snow, lovely blue skies behind them. Is it like this in America? Yeah? On it. It's actually the red eagle which is the symbol of the Tyrol. Black eagle is the symbol of the whole of Austria. See another castle coming up here on the left side. This is the Schloss am Blas. It's actually gossiping. Everybody knows what everybody else is doing. The whole village at any given time. But then you've got all the modern transport. Along to this restaurant that we saw before, up on the right side, up on the hillside. You see the very steep road coming down. There's actually a truck coming down the road, so you can see how steep it is. You see it just come behind the trees there. It's got lots of emergency exits shooting off from that road. What actually happened, the picnic and all the people in the coach were killed. The house are very, very rich, because if you have your house tiled in copper tiles, it costs a lot of money. It's the best way to have it done because it reflects the sun with a copper roof. If you see one.
This is the Abbey at Seams. Just built back in, I think, the year 1289, something of that nature. It was built by Elizabeth of Bavaria.
Small ice rink there. A few kiddies ice skating. Actually, an ice skating rink in St. Anthony.
To honor her dead son.
They did curling there as well.
Just a church, I guess, is all it is. This is the Basilica, quite an immense building. I mean the Basilica Abbey. Really quite an immense building, yeah. Can you imagine that? This is built 1289. And then just to show you the background, to take a look again at those mountains up there. Absolutely fantastic. What a setting. These buildings are terribly old. Generation after generation they build and rebuild. You can see the structure here. It's All wood, big overhangs. It's an old timer. And mostly log. And you can see again this typical old barn structure, right? The stone, concrete, but they last for generations. To own property in Austria, one must first live here for 12 years, renting, and then you receive a permit to purchase a piece of land. The only trouble is the land may cost $1 million because there's none for sale. It's all kept in the family. And generation after generation. There. I think a couple people right here who we're looking at. Who are they? Hello, ladies. Yeah, there they are. I think this is also a school here, and they have students in the school. Yeah. Young German Fräuleins. This is wonderful. There we go. The small chapel with the mountains in the background. And as you can see, it is just exquisite and beautiful. That's where we are right now at Stams. There's a picture of the monastery, so you can see that. Here's a better picture of the abbey right now.
As long as you're taking the picture of the building, you might as well take the picture of these are two lockups where you lock take a span at. You can see these two windows are not windows.
Now those are gun ports.
Those are gun ports, right?
Right, gun ports. We're in the Tyrolean Alps in Austria, and we're staying in the small village of Petnu, as you can see on the sign. Now, if anyone has seen this before, please persevere, because I fell yesterday with a slight concussion. I haven't the slightest idea what I recorded prior to this. But at any rate, this is a absolutely exquisite country. And I'm going to try and give you just a little taste of it through these photos. And we'll see some of the buildings, and it's really exquisite. And we'll focus in on this again. Petnu, summer and winter. And over there is a little church. Little hotel here, and this is the way gas to know. It all appears it's all unique construction, very old building, and just beautiful. The house is in the Deutsch. In addition to all the unique architecture and construction, this is very old. One of the big things, very popular sport here is hand gliding. As you can see up there, you glide off the mountaintop and just swing, come right down to the valley. It's worth trying, I guess. It is very old, which we'll see later, is 600 years old and in the same family for 440 years. And here's a barn, and of course the big business, the economic activity in town is essentially, number one would be tourism for their ski areas, and then dairy. And right here's an old barn, right in the middle of the town. And inside these barns you have your hay storage, and animals. Down further, there's a small dairy that's open. We'll take a look at that. There we are. There's another hotel. The place is full of hotels, so there's all you can see. Right here is a house and barn. There's a watering trough with the water running all winter long so it doesn't freeze. And then we'll swing over here. And right here is a barn. Now you can see up above the barn here, you have all these little stakes hanging from the side, which are used in the summertime to cure hay. They drive those into the ground and lay the hay over the top. And right in that little area is about a half a dozen Swiss cows and a small dairy herd. Quite fascinating. Inside the barn, if we can get enough light in here to take a picture. Just having a nice lazy day. I guess they stay in here all winter long. And it's summer taken up into the high meadows. And here's another barn right next to your $1 million residences. Here's another apartment building. The sun is trying to get out, but it's slow go. And here's, I don't know how to read that, but that artwork is rather typical on many of the buildings around here. Quite attractive. This is an interesting shot looking right down the street here, and there's where we're staying. In this hotel. Very popular, famous hotel, I guess, here. I'll get the name of it for you in a few seconds. See, this is the restaurant across the street from where we're staying. You can see all the unique construction up there. If you can, it's not too bright today. A little pub right across the street of our hotel. And we're up on the 3rd floor, and the activity is going on here till 1:30 in the morning. It keeps everything quite busy. 600 years old. Has been in the family for, the man said, 440 years. Oh, very attractive, unique. No construction. Look at my fingers on the lens there. Family coat of arms. It's all quite beautiful. And everything is painted. The shores are idler. That's where we are. There isn't much land over here that's left undeveloped, that is, so this property is worth much, much money. And this is kind of intriguing, these balconies they have. I hope you can see this. I hope there's enough light there. It's coming in now, I guess, yeah. All made of pine. It's of course, that's about the only timber I see around there is pine. But they are beautiful. We go down into the town further, and there's a street we'll walk on further and see what we can find. Alright, there you go. Grocery store, one of two. All kinds of fantastic smoked meats. Just unbelievably delicious. And their speck, bacon, smoked bacon is superb. We're not doing well on our cholesterol count this trip, but it's okay. The street here is you can see the Catholic Church down there. That's the way I'm walking, and that about ends the other extreme of town, I guess I was trying to say. Pretty small area where you buy all your booze and what have you. Cough House, Lorenz. They're pretty big buildings here. I think most of them look like they were once giant barns converted, but it's probably not the case. They all have the overhang. Yeah. And of course, here's another barn right here, right next door. See? In there, more cattle. As I said before, the #1 business here is tourism. And after that, it's dairy farming and small dairy herds are the mark as opposed to the United States. An example of the murals that are painted on the outside of these buildings. I hope this is coming in clear. It's difficult to tell. It's not too bright a day. And this, of course, is just another home with some hotel accommodations. Big place and attractive. construction. They have a little concrete arc, two of them built to support a porch, and there's looks like a pre-poured concrete slab, and the deck on top of that. Not bad. Of course, there's another watering trough for their animals, although you don't see too many animals around this time of the year. It's rather really interesting. Just blows over there, and there's looks almost like this wooden slats of a silo. And there's an overflow right over there. You can see it. It's really interesting. Little statues and carvings up there protected from the weather. Very typical of every church you've seen, with a tall, narrow spire. Yeah, very attractive. And again, if you can see, there's another mural painted on the side of that building. Really down in town, the post office is down there someplace. Here's the post office in every little town. Apparently, there is a post office, and the post office is perhaps the official place of business. Yeah. Anyhow, we went in there to exchange some money just the other day. Very slight fee. What is the exit to the little village of Petnu? And if I go left, I go to Innsbruck. And if I go straight down the road, I go to St. Anton's. You can see there's another little village down there. It's just an incredibly beautiful area. The school must be out. School is out, and I guess all the children are going skiing now. Quite a nice, pretty good. Very nice. That's rather typical for all of the big copper brass bells, I guess, in those churches. They ring them on the hour, on the half. Before I finish the film here from Petnu, this picture has been taken from the window of our hotel. And if you'll notice, we're down in the valley here. Now, one of the things that's interesting, if I can find the picture, now they're just coming up there. There's this is a pasture up on the side of the hill. That is spring pasture for the cattle. And the little houses they have built all over the place. And what they do is they cut the hay and dry it and put it in there, and also put an animal in there. And there's plenty of hay storage, and that's, of course, the dairy herd. Another thing of interest is many of the buildings have roofs of metal. These are metal roofs, okay? And you notice they have, let's back off a bit. These metal bars that go across, and what they do is they retain the snow so the snow doesn't fall off in a big clump and kill someone below or pile up below. It melts underneath, runs down and drains off, so there's no major problem with flooding on the inside or water damage to your walls, and it builds up and acts as an insulator in the heavy snow season. can hear the church bells in the distance. Yeah. There you go. Looks like, I see our clouds are up overhead today and we can't hear pictures. But what is interesting is to see that's pasture. For the spring and summertime. Okay, okay, so we'll leave you there. We're going to zoom back now. Do a normal. Here we go. And here we are. Going down.
Still known as St. Anton, but it's known as Overburst. Crossing the harbour, once the railway tunnel was built, was no longer a problem until people started
Taking a tour today
to get
to
more and
Switzerland
more
and
cars.
Liechtenstein.
Then they decided
We're
that they
going
had
through the
to
Albert
build
Pass.
a
That's
car
the approach.
track over here. So that's when this
Up
first
pretty high
road
here in the mountains right
started to be
now.
built. All the old vintage cars come up here for a big rally.
And I came down over here.
You see coming up here on the left side the Hochspitz Hotel. This is where the Brotherhood actually originated. Anybody can become a member of the Brotherhood, but you have to be dedicated to helping people when the weather's bad. Is anybody lost or coming out?
Avalanche fences.
These are all here, of
That much
course,
snow
to
here,
stop
as you
the
can see.
avalanches coming down and falling onto the road and blocking the road. Even though they have all this avalanche safety everywhere in the area, it's still quite common for them.
Pass, which is an ancient crossroads through the Tyrolean Alps here. We hope to get more photos in a moment. Till that time we do. Interesting ski operation here.
The ride up there.
Look at that. It's settling down. God, I can't. We're a long way up there, guys.
Vern, this is where I skied down the first day. I went all over here.
Is that right? Yeah.
Not right where you are now, but down by that ski lift. They came down on the side there. That's where I saw that area. Yeah, it came right around. See that center there, Vern? Right up in there. We came down over there on the left-hand side, that valley.
Over there, you mean? Oh, I see, yeah. Along that edge?
No, through the center. You look back up in there. I think it went through the... No, wait a minute. Hang on. I think if you look back up when you get past here, you look up through the center. I think that's where we came down, right through the center there.
Okay.
Right back in there.
Yeah.
Through. Yeah, there's valley. It goes back through at an angle. Yeah, look way up in there. See it?
Oh, yes, I see,
That's
yeah.
where we came right down. Look there. See where we came down?
Just here, this is the area where they keep all of the equipment for clearing the snow in the winter time.
Maybe come all the way down through that valley there. Maybe. That's a good run.
We carry on straight down here. There's a little road which turns off to the right-hand side shortly. And this little road takes you up to Lech and Zulers.
That's amazing. That's where we were.
So here's the road on the right side. Lech's only 9 kilometres further up. Very, very famous place, of course, Lech. Lech is where all the rich and famous stay, all the celebrities and the famous people. You can actually, in the wintertime, only come to Lech and Bart from this direction. You can't go from the other direction over the mountain because the road in the other direction is always closed.
Guys, my home.
And just coming down to the bottom of the pass road to the little village known as Stuben. It's actually only 37 metres lower than Lech. Lech is up there at 1,407 metres high. Very, very small place, Stuben's only about 92 people, which dates back to 1660. This is Stuben that we're just coming down to now. You see the Gasthof Mondschein. Big snowman there.
Albert Pass here. Don't see too much, but it's coming up pretty fast, yeah. The Albert Tunnel. There we go. Oh my God, it's lighted, eh?
So now travelling down the Kloster, emergency backup lighting. and the ventilation inside as well. As we carry on down here, down the Gloucester Valley, on the left we have the whole range of mountains known as the Frovau.
Down the reservoir
And on the left side there you've got the Son and Cotsard, which is the gondola to another ski area. This is still all
All of
linked
the
with the St.
electricity in the area is powered by hydro.
St. Anton ski
Water
pass.
power.
You can ski down here as well. Then they actually opened in 1975, that ski area. It's pretty flat, but it's quite nice.
God, it's a beautiful country.
We got it really good. We got to clean up that mountain.
With all of our hungry fans busy eating, and there's our driver and our very lovely leader. All right, how do you do, everybody? And, oh yes, beautiful. Great, my dumpling soup has come. There's Lynn. There's Harry, who's helped me so far through my 2 days of blank space in my brain.
Yeah, but she said it was real big, remember? Yeah.
Okay.
We bought 2 new ones.
You can see at Feldkirch. This is a little town just on the Liechtenstein border. We stopped here for lunch, and we're going to take a few minutes and tour the old city. We just came out from lunch. Over, and I don't think Wayne's there yet. Yes, there's Harry, my doctor, who's taking care of me. I remember his name, but not much else. Very good. That's the hotel we just had lunch at. Super. I had some liver dumplings, which are out of this world, just like Mother's. The main road going out of the village, and just above it is the castle. This goes back to 1289, and it was the seat of the Count of, I can't remember the name, Monte Cristo perhaps, and he ruled, I guess, most of the area in this county, and it's privately owned at the present time. There goes Mrs. Conley walking ahead of us there. Oh my God! And look at there's the old church. Other church is 98% Catholic in I guess in Germany and Switzerland and Austria, all these places. But here we go. Look at all this cobblestone. Very, very old. Okay, I'm off. See all these things run down there, just like little. They are individual shops. It's a little straight in the old town. I guess you can see the mountain in the background. My God. If you can see it, it's a little foggy up there on the mountain. But there comes a car. Beautiful church. My God. There's a little house for out taking her groceries and beer home with her husband. Hurry up, hurry up. There. That's the American house frau. Won't do a damn thing for her husband. Here we go. Beautiful old buildings, very small streets. It really is absolutely unique. There's a soldier of some sort there, I'm not sure. Oh, 1914, 1918, see? That's it, 1799 over there. 1914, 1918. There's nothing in the Second World War. So look at the entrance here. All the ancient shields, and down the line you go with all of the portraits of the individuals. God. And that's the balcony from which the mayor gives the orders. Kill everybody. It's just absolutely incredible. It's 1879, all right? We gotta Pat and I have to do a little more work on the farm to get this darn thing working. Why not?
This is open.
Perhaps you should have some on the bus, some pastries for the bus, right?
This is open.
Isn't that beautiful little old church down there in the corner?
Stores aren't open.
There's a water fountain in the center for the horses, huh? Must be for the watering trough. Isn't that incredible? My God, I'm gonna have to get my horses back.
Change the time of
I tell you, that farm of ours is gonna have all of this. Be a little city unto itself.
All these cobblestones.
This is all 12th century. There we go. And up above here is the medieval window. Have you I remember seeing those in the movies? My God, and there it is. Right? It's where the damsel stands up there in distress. And the brave young knight is down below and crawls up the wall and is shot in the back with an arrow. So much for chivalry. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Here we have all our members, people from the bus. Yes, here they are. Yep, there's more people from the bus. Those are not people from the bus. There we go. Beautiful. And there's a lady from the bus. Let me tell you how tough things are here. We stopped to have lunch, and in this town, all the shops close from 12 to 2. And we got here at 12:15, and we have to be back on the bus at 1:45, so we couldn't buy anything. God, I was so upset. I was so distraught. I couldn't buy anything. One of these lovely protruding windows, I think. They're just exquisite. And what do we have? Is there... Oh, yeah, see that? Looks like the knight and his shield. God, I think it's fascinating. Such history. So this whole construction is that everybody has a common wall. It didn't waste any space. Oh, hell. Didn't waste any space. It is all common wall construction. Which is just exquisite. Look at that. All separate buildings. It's just hard to believe we're year 1200 now. I don't know what that means up there, but isn't that, look at that. Let's zoom in and see what you can see. Beautiful ironwork, right? Look at that. Held by a parrot. The castle. Took a walk up private stairs, which are quite high. Yeah. Look at the beautiful view overlooking the village. Oh, there's a vineyard, would you believe that? At any rate, it's quite beautiful. Village of Buchs, capital B-U-C-H-S, and we're walking again into the old town, and there's another great castle, but we had to stop here and take a picture of the ducks and the two beautiful swans just out there swimming away. Isn't that nice? Huh? Yes, okay. Old houses here, and of course up there is the castle. The house is exquisite. If you can take a look at there you are. Now you can see all the trim and everything about them. Absolutely beautiful. This is a sight to behold. Look at that. Look at that. And we're gonna build that one on the farm, I think, huh? We're going into the entrance for some reason. Middle Ages here. Look at this.
Hey, Becky. Up who?
And still going up to the castle. Oh, yeah, here it is. I think that says 1625, 1706. I guess they've written the family history on there or something. I have no idea what that says. I'll have to ask Martha. It says, if you don't come home early in the evening, the door will be shut and locked. No. It's we can't get inside because it's closed for the day. But we can see some indication of what it's like with turrets, like little end openings from which you put the guns. So anyone approaching the castle, okay? There's the edge. There it is. There's the edge right there. Yeah. Right, and it goes down there to the little town. So they had, obviously, at the time of the castle, all that wasn't down there, it was over the valley. And they had a great view of everything. Something that probably explains all the things we should know about the castle, huh?
I have from the 1st of October to the 31st of October, 1st of April to 31st October.
Vaduz, the capital of Liechtenstein. That's the, I guess, just a picture of the town we're in right now. Now I'm going to swing and take a picture of the castle. The castle. And the flag is, let's see. Yeah, the flag is flying, so that means the Duke is in. The Duke of Liechtenstein. He and his family are in the castle. Bless them. Overlooking their holdings, like every good Duke of Liechtenstein. And then we'll wait for Mama. We're in Liechtenstein now, and this little town of whose name I've forgotten. And there's Lane talking to our tour guide, a little girl from England. He makes $100 a day as a tour guide, and $1,000 a night dancing. Not bad. We're going in for a coffee and pastry, or chocolate and pastry. So I'll just get a little shot of the town square here before we go in. And you see, this is...
No coffee, but I don't see it.
Now we're going to go in here to Cavalette. And Mama's already in there, so we'll say goodbye for a few moments. Angle up there. And others in Liechtenstein. Appears to be a traditional department store. I'm going to go in there in a moment and see if I can find a good paper. Helene is over in one of these stores looking at Hummels. I've lost her, but I think she's shopping and I believe I have the money, so we're safe. Oh, and up ahead. Here we are. There's the castle again, just in case we forgot. Royalty rules. Excuse me. And we end our visit to Liechtenstein with a picture of this very official building. Linking down here to our little sign. And we're inside. I don't know, this camera, I guess, can take some pictures, but some of these antique pieces of furniture are just kind of beyond description. They go back 400 or 500 years. But this is how the entire Adler is furnished. And up here we have a wood carving. We have a number of these. I hope this comes out. We have enough light, but the camera seems to say we do have enough light. Perhaps we can get up closer and see it. Yeah? The wood carvings here is, apparently wood carving is a big thing, or was a big thing, probably a major pastime. Now that's a fireplace. That's a second floor fireplace right there. Now here's a painting they have. The whole area is Austria, Germany is 98% Catholic, and they have many of these very, very old paintings here. These are all oils. Very dark because of the discoloration. They need cleaning, but that's something else, I guess. The Norm's room right now, Norm and Joanne's room, so we can photograph the porch off the back and the unique construction. And they're just down this hall to the doors to the right. Room number 3, Schwarzer Adler. We shall now go in. Oh my God, we're shooting in the bright light. Oh my God, there's Mrs. Connolly sitting over there. What's she doing in the Winkler room? Well, she's hard to find sometimes, but there she is. Here we have Mr. Winkler on his rear porch. He called ahead and got this porch. We didn't have one. But I wanted to, in addition to see Norman, Joanne's out skiing someplace, but I want you to see the construction of this place. There we are. Here we are. Those are all hardwood pins, I guess. We're guessing this is all pine because that's about all we see up here. And here are these big joists built across the top here. If we can get these. They're all bolted.
They show a little view sometime too.
Oh yeah, well I don't want to get right straight into the sun because it screws up the camera. But there's the, my God, the sun is right there. We are. Can we get that? Yes, see, there we are. Those are what? There's about 4 2x4s or 4x6s across there, bolted together, which support that roof. It's about a 6-foot overhang. And our guess is that the snow load here is so heavy that they had to put in this other support structure. And these are all, well, they look like 4x4s bolted together with that softwood, presumably softwood, going right up, supporting the exterior of that overhang roof. Very, very attractive. There we are. Take a look out here over the valley. You see the houses that the small community pet knew, and there's the beautiful mountains in the back. Absolutely gorgeous. There's the pass going out. And this is the home where the owner's son and his wife live.
Church bells.
Oh yeah, you can hear the church bells ringing. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. So this is how we're spending our Sunday morning, just visiting and talking and reading. So au revoir until we see you again.
Make the phone call.
All right.
Don't photograph me.
Who are you calling?
We'll call home. And then it'll all soon be time to go. It's 1:30.
Right, our lovely room, as you can tell. Here's our feather beds. And our feather blankets. Quite neat. I think I'll take a walk down the second floor and see if I can photograph some of those. And as you come down the steps, you can see that. What? There it is. It looks like a rough grouse, doesn't it? Now here's a animal skin of some sort. And now you begin to see the, okay, and here's a beautiful owl. See it? Apparently I think the Klaus who runs the place now is father lived here. Klaus runs the place right now, but his father was apparently the hunter. And I went to back up against the railing, and this is his apartment in the building. This is a great solid door, carved. It can't be mahogany, but it looks like it. And really of significance. There's writing over the door, but it's a little dark in here. I don't know if we're gonna make it. See, we're a little too dark, yes. Okay. And behind that is a beautiful apartment in which he lives. And right there you'll see an antique crossbow. Take a look at those little cupboards or boxes, I don't know what they call them, they're standing on. They're all hand carved. Now, here's the coup de grace, if we can. There's an eagle, full wingspan, carrying a fox. Isn't that incredible? Tea cabinet, absolutely all hand carved. I think over 400 years old. No, there's not much light here. I guess I have to be careful. The light is inadequate, so. We have a collection of brass bells, all of which apparently were used, I presume, by the animals, right? But they are all antique. Brass and copper, yeah. There's the big one. One more. Iran-Waz, that's what they're called. This is a painting, an old oil painting. There's a name on it, but I don't think we can make it out. That's too much. Again, these paintings are very, very old, and they were in sad need of a cleaning. This is one other here in the hall. Very ancient. The taxidermist was pretty good. There's a fox. Fat fox. A view from our bedroom window. Last night we went ruling. You ride a sled down. Let's see if I can find the... Okay, yeah. We took a sled. See, there's the lifts. We took our sleds up there. There's a little old house up there someplace. I think you can see it right there. And then we rode these sleds. They're very difficult to steer at night down the damn winding trail. Much to my surprise, there were pretty steep cliffs. And there's a little house up there. Which came all the way down that whole area. January the 25th, 7:49 in the morning, and about 18 of us on a bus headed for Salzburg. It's a 3-hour drive. So we all felt it was advisable to take this opportunity to see Salzburg. That's where the Sound of Music originated, that certain family. So I'll be taking shots periodically, and you'll know what we're doing and where we are. Railroad trestles built out of stone. Must be ancient. Village. To run along the road. Oh, there's a covered bridge down there, if you can see it. Yeah.
The village of Stranger.
Focus, here we are. This is the
Then you've
village
got
of
all these
Stranger.
houses here which aren't in the main part of the
You
village.
can hear that too.
There's more on the outskirts, then way up there on the left side up in the mountains there's lots of houses as well. But the main part of the village is coming up very shortly where the church is. Of course, always wherever you find the church, that's the centre of the village, the centre of all the activities around the church.
These houses, the streets are very narrow. The houses, there's the village. And the houses
And again here
right
you've
on
got
the
these
street.
little wooden bridges which cross over the river.
Oh, yeah, it's-
They're old ones which
no
are covered in
sidewalks.
so that the people didn't have
Minimal
to look
sidewalks,
down
I should
below
say.
because they were
There's another
very
covered
difficult.
bridge. Back in the around the year 12, 13, 1400.
And here on the
believe that
right
the
side, this building's
devil
actually
lived
a
on the
school.
bridge.
People often ask me
Yeah,
where the
they,
children all are.
they used to
where the
close it.
schools are. Usually
Totally
there's a
closed, so
school
when you
in
cross the
every
bridge.
village.
And you remember the movie Ryan's Express with Frank Sinatra. And there was a scene in that movie. See how icy the road is down there? There was a scene in that movie where they were crossing a railroad trestle to get into a German castle. And up ahead is that castle and railroad trestle. I'll try and get it for you. You can see this. There it is. There's the bridge, the trestle. Right over there is the castle.
As we come along the valley here, you can see the railway bridge crossing over the valley in front of us there to the right. That's the Trizana Bridge, a railway viaduct, which crosses at 282 feet above the valley and ends at the castle of Wiesberg, built in the 16th century and now privately owned. And that's the
Castle was
bridge
built in
for the castle
1500.
used in the film Wales Express.
And there's the trestle. I guess we can still see the barely. There it is. There's the trestle. Well, so much for that. I've lost it.
On the right side, way down there, you see a little road. And that leads down to the
It's a drab, overcast day. It's raining. No one in the right mind would go out skiing today, except a few of us in our group who decided to go out to skiing. You can see the clouds over the mountains. Okay.
inside the tunnel. As you can imagine, if I was say went inside the tunnel, it'd be very, very difficult to clear.
Laying in the valleys there.
So often high in the mountains, you see these gates on the entrance and exits to the tunnel.
Pretty good view of that. See the little houses there, they have them over the meadows. I think I mentioned this before, but they place hay in those when they cut the hay. See them up the hillside there. All those little huts are full of hay and also for the animals on the other side.
this valley, the valley which leads down to Innsbruck, which was where the seat of the monarchy was. So of course that had to be protected, so all these castles were built to stop the enemy coming down this valley to get into Innsbruck. The
Passing
church
Innsbruck.
behind that, the red one, those are churches that we came past quite often. The yellow and white one's the one that we went to see if was open or not.
On the way to
Which means that
Salzburg.
the ski jump is very close to us here. We go through this tunnel. The ski
That's over there, the whole Stevensburg large industrial complex.
large
We're going to
place.
go up to it shortly.
It's only about 500, about 8
Right side.
walls and a couple of the towers.
17th century.
Now. Nobody lives in it, it's just open to the public, but it's not a great deal to see because it's only the outer walls remaining.
Ski town on the way to Salzburg. Pretty homes. Again, probably somewhat repetitious, but nonetheless it's beautiful and worth seeing.
Silver deer up there, look on the right, sat in the field, look at the antlers there.
Yeah, a whole field of deer. I guess the time to zero in. Here at the border crossing. We go from Austria into Germany and then back.
And then we stranded the next day over there in the hotel. We had a choice of over here. Like here, we can move off from the salt. Maybe I wasn't the salt. And then we called it here. So we were First morning, pretty fast, sure is. Not a lot of soldier. I didn't know anything. 20 years old, so
Did you enjoy going to Grandma Street? Did you go to the R&R place?
yeah, oh yes, I enjoyed the R&R. That's what first I said. Everything was like,
There's a water closet. Heron is men, Damon is woman, and it's handicapped accessed. This is part of the border control. Again, they have on the roofs these little structures that keep the snow from sliding off and killing everybody.
So he could go up there and escape from everybody and look over his beloved Austria, because of course Hitler was an Austrian chap, born into the mountain, inside the mountain that he used to travel in.
The mountains
He's only up there
that you see there
up there very often.
is Hitler's eagle nest, which was constructed so he could overlook Austria, the country in which he was born and raised. It's a little too overcast and foggy to point it out or point at it. That's where it was.
maybe he's still there.
It's built in the 12th century.
We're on the outskirts of
It's
Salzburg now.
Have a look, it's absolutely
Really wide plain.
Of course, when you take a photo of the whole
Salzburg
of
is
the
a population
town,
of about
and castle up there
150,000
above there.
Very, very ancient city, home of Mozart. And of course, the Von Trapps.
It is open to the public.
We'll
There's different rooms inside there.
this bit of broadcast will
All
get
the
into
torture chambers and places like that, you know.
Driving with Mandela, you guys are in Salzburg, so I'm going to look up a local tour guide. That'll take us on a tour of all the important sites.
some flowers which are blooming here, because in the corner there are 2 bushes of jasmine, of genuine jasmine, and they have
The palace here in Salzburg, our tour guide is over there talking about the flowers and the greenhouses, and I think she's missing the boat, but I'll do this if I saw. I'll give you a quick shot. It's an impressive yeah. Let's see if we can pull in that statue there. It's raining out. It's kind of miserable. Let's see. Oh yeah, whatever they're doing there. Here they come. They're coming out now. There you are. And here's our group. Excuse me. We get a better view of the castle. It's a big old fortress up there. Over the top. Except I was on a kind of a stupid tour. Drag you someplace to the big old cathedral. And the bus service.
So we are now in Platz, and this is in a small 3-room apartment, which the family estimated as too small when Wolfgang was a young man of 17 and came back from his third tour nose, which is sold to get some extra money, some additional money to the monthly salary he received as composer at court from the bishop. Mozart was so weak. Obviously he was suffering from a lung
I guess that's what Mozart did, second home.
from his early childhood on. The uncle decided that he should learn something. He ended as professor of physics at Prague University.
Across the way here, across the river.
So now we are at the bank of River Salzach. In both names, Salzburg and Salzach, appears the German word for salt, Salz. Salt, mined at Halle in Reichenhalle in Berchtesgaden, was the economic base for the wealth of the Salzburg Prince Archbishops, and thus also the independence of the country. In former days, until the invention of the can, salt was the only means to conserve food, and so it was estimated the white gold. And from selling the salts, the Prince Archbishops of Salzburg could afford to, well, protect their country against the Church of Salzburg, best known among the Salzburgers, but I must admit, better from the outside than from the inside, because next to it there used to be a monastery of the Augustinian order having a brewery. The monastery was given up in the meantime, but the brewery is still producing the best beer in town.
Where is it?
It's a charity for nature and science, Haus der Natur. On top of the mountain there is the restaurant Katowinka, from one you can enjoy one of the best views of the city of Salzburg. The access to the mountain built where Mönchsberg was narrowest. And farther to the left you can see the white church of the university. In the background the top steeple of the Franciscan church, the twin steeples of the cathedral with its big domes, and next at the bank of the river there is the town hall of Salzburg. In comparison to town halls of other German-speaking cities, ours is very small. It's
On the water. Of the fortress. It was built in 1077 and added add-ons ever since. That section there looks a little older. But that was the actual fortress. It was there, necessary for protection at the time of the Crusades and the medieval times. If you look at this bridge, I'm on a bridge right now, the damn thing is swinging up and down. A little different than our good old-fashioned bridges. That's the old town. We're going over there now with our tour guide. I'm not quite sure what the hell we're doing.
Also Protestant church has made it built into the landscape according to the general building code. On the other side of the river, you can see from here the big one close to us. That's the monastery of the Capuchin order, which exists there since 1594. And in the background, there is the so-called Faschinger Schlössl, where the Austrian author Stefan Zweig, who was very popular because
So that's typical narrow streets, old buildings. This here, old city was built against the cliffs on the west side of the river. So it's well protected, and up there is our watchtower. This is the sea over there. Now we're going, no cars permitted in here. This is the real old city. I'm not sure what that means, but it's well done. Main street of the old city of Salzburg.
And it's a neat tradition to have a beautiful house sign, being a kind of advertisement, and the oldest house sign, which is still existing here, is the house sign of an ancient tools necessary for the production of beer.
The brewery sign.
Although during the last 20 years more and more workshops were replaced by boutiques, each new shop does have a house sign, and yet there are still a few craftsmen still working on Getreidegasse, like the glazier with the beautiful round house sign.
At the end of the street.
So that if I do forget, if you were with me one time, we went to Ramen. Go. Okay. I got that clock at the tower. Yeah, I said I'd like to get inside one church and see it.
Carry the back.
It's like the cherry on the time I got there.
This is just a little interior courtyard. True. Walking along the way there, talking with Barbara about all the great boutique shops in the area. There are all the old buildings here. Front and back were wall to wall, and no breaks, so no one could get through the damn walled city. I guess we're going to go into this church here. There you go.
But the present university has more than 12,000, and the buildings over there offer just enough space for the Faculty of Catholic Theology, and we're centering here in the old town, where they're also using several historical buildings and the city district Nontal, which is just...
This is the university, as you saw before. That is part of the university here, and here's this huge church we've been looking at is really the university church. Here we go. I guess I can read that. Everything dating back to just prior to my birth. This is the house where Mozart was born here, not Strauss. Right here. This is the rear entrance. It faces the front wall. No, oh yeah, what does that sign there say? Let's check and see what that sign says. No. At any rate, there's the birthplace of Mozart. Very nice. This again is just another alley. I don't know what the significance is, but I think there's Mother in a buying frenzy again. There she is. Okay, she's got to find a hat. That's what she's looking for. Now let's go up and see if we can help her.
The looks of the theatre are probably familiar with you if you've seen From Sound of Music, because the singing competition is the important aim of the film.
This is the riding hall down here someplace.
You can see in the background the arcades, which are chiseled into the rock of Mönchsbergen, and you can also, when they get off the stage, they run past a tree which is growing in the corner of Felsenreich.
There's a
live tree. And
interesting
they say
something
that
up
as long
there.
as this tree gets leaves, the Salzburg Summer festivals will exist.
We have a giant
The theatre,
gargoyle.
added in 1959, is called
For some reason it's not quite focusing, but
down the
I
street.
call it that, I guess.
This theatre is one of the broadest stages in Central Europe. It can be opened at a width of 68 meters, and it offers space enough for some 2,000 most of the plans for these
Tucked away.
the Museum of Modern Art in Salzburg, the museum with beautiful ceramic tile decorations designed by
There is up on top of the buildings. It looks like some kind of an entrance going to the side of the cliff. It was just chiming. Okay, now there goes our group to the Great Arch. It's very old doorway. You can see that thing. Made of steel and copper. Streets, they slant to the center. Water drains. Big archways going outside. All these shops here used to be filled with craftsmen working their arts, but now most of them are filled with very nice little shops selling clothing and galleries. There's our group way up ahead. Courtyard at St. Peter's. I think it's St. Peter's there. Give you a look around the courtyard. Well, that must be a sauna there in the center, huh? There we go. There's St. Peter's right there. Right up the big old tower. Yeah. Awful overcast today, guys. There's a group over there talking. I best catch up.
Still looking for the remains of the cathedral.
The church here was originally built in 582.
But it
Very
is one
difficult
of the
to believe.
oldest. It is standing on the remains of a Roman building, which was built around
Standing on the remains of a Roman building.
Romanesque style. But when the festive hall, as between 1600 and 1780, the church was modernized. Decoration, Rococo style, and in the end, the Baroque helmet and still Romanesque steeple.
I'm going to be able to pick up here, but this is the inside of this church, which is absolutely ancient. The original church was started in 582, built on the remains of a Roman foundation. Very dim here in the church. I don't know if I will be successful in getting everything, but you can see absolutely old everything is. I mean, ceiling I found here. Oh, the tapestries are beautiful. This is an inlaid floor piece here. Restaurator at 1147. $1702. Very beautiful. Everything is golden. This is the old tradition of the church. Before they went broke with their bank in Italy. And everything here is roped off with alarms to keep the pagans from the gold. There's not too many people buried in London. This is full. We'll take a walk up and take a look though.
Cemetery on the arcade number 54 as well. From that very arcade you can walk up into the two catacombs. These are two natural caverns.
All these people are buried back in these walls, I guess. Look at back in here now. Here's a... We can get over here and perhaps pick up the pictures. All the... Let's see, when I pick it up, I don't know. There. 1687, 1768, 1723, missed the date in that one. There we are. The bars out of the way. 1738, 1771. 1757. It's on it, but looks like the helmet from a Roman soldier, huh? It's an old church. Look at that. Was that 1491, I believe is what it says. There it is, 1491. That's when Christopher Columbus is over trying to convince my God, this is really antiquity. The young fellow who died, and they put the pictures on over here. Easy, let's come up here a little closer. Oh yeah, we're gonna miss you, Shock. Tris, I don't know, what is that thing right there? I have no idea. Oh, it's a little car that goes up there, I see. It goes up into the fortress. There's one way getting up there, other than that you walk. Now what's that?
there are the enrollment offices. And opposite the old residence, there is a so-called Neugebäude, a building which was used in the morning, 11 o'clock at noon and 6 o'clock in the evening, which were the traditional hours when the city gates were open and closed, and 11 was the sign for the housewives to start cooking, so that at 12 the soup was hot. In the course of a year, the Glockenspiel plays 13 tunes, one for each month, except for December, when there are 2 tunes.
Down here in front of Mozart's house. Now, if you can look up there, hoping there was rain in this thing. There you are. Mozart's Gubert's house. That's where he was born. It's in apartments, a flock of apartments, of course. They were a poor family. The veritable genius.
The Greek name Theophilus, Amadeus, the Latin form, which is so familiar to us nowadays, he used
Host. Klaus.
95 für
Great guy.
Halbpension und 5,30
There you go, you're talking.
5,30 für jeden.
That's Klaus's wife, yeah. She imagines a genie. She's always running around, busy, very efficient, pretty young girl. And here's the group with whom we're traveling, right? You can't believe this. Look at that. And a boy, wave over there, say hello, hey. There's the sick girl. Here we go. Okay, everybody. Wave or say something.
Just say hello to the camera.
Hey. How you doing, Mel? You feeling better? Red. And there's Big Eddie. You know him. Yeah. All right, my dear. My God, I think that's why it is. Say hello, Harry. There's my doctor. Absolutely.
Take my table yet? No, she didn't take my table.
Oh, everything's out there getting our poster signed. Yep, absolutely great.
Burns, you find the key.
Yes.
I tried to use this table. Bring this
We have a tremendous group here. Hello, Joanne. Oh my God, yes. Oh, who is that?
We're here in Austria.
In Austria.
Good time. We are creating these memories that we're going to bring back to the farm. And we're going to recreate this wonderful adventure in Elegantville.
Absolutely. Now that's.
Austria on the east.
And Lily will come with us.
And Helene will be there.
Oh my God. And there's another one of our waitresses over there. Lovely young girl. Very efficient. Bernie's seat. Barbie, you look wonderful after your trip. Sweden. And here's the lady. This is the lady who runs the whole affair here. She controls everything, including Klaus. She tells Klaus what to do. Call now. He's been over there for 3 days. And there's Leroy. He was on the hill for 2.5 days with his wife. She doesn't speak to her anymore. And here's Dorothy. Dorothy, you've been a pleasure, I'll tell you.
Yes.
Absolute dream.
Youngest lady on a trip. We're here for Dorothy.
Oh, yeah, we're Dorothy. Hey.
Ziggy, ziggy, ziggy!
Hey, yeah.
Ziggy, ziggy, ziggy!
Hoi, hoi, hoi.
That's what it. Drink to that.
Oh, hey,
Super! How's it saying? Sit down.
all right, everybody. There's been a dynamite vacation.
Cheers to you, birds!
We're going to have another part when we get back just to show my films. There he is, Brad, the skiing demon.
Okay, wait a minute. We were decided that Jerry's down here. No. She went out to see.
No. She ordered for me.
Don't judge it.
That's not her, no. Now that's Shirley. Oh, here she comes here. There's Shirley. There she is, that little Swedish waitress.